second. We're going to be ready. We were asking. Yeah, intro video. What happened to
I don't know. You can fade that out though. Just to think What? Hey, well, that just cut it off right there at the knees. No. Welcome to Taylor, Arkansas. Welcome to Small Town Famous. I am one of your hosts, Chase Emerson, and this is Alan, the human oyster Nolte. We appreciate it.
All right.
Man, what a great day to be here. It's late. We're past people's bedtime, as Mean Gene already said, but we got a lot of show to get to.
Yeah, we do.
We're going to let you guys help steer this show because that's what we like to do. If you want to steer it right off the cliff, go ahead. But we're going to get to comments, your topics, whatever you guys want to bring up. We appreciate you for tuning in. And today, what a day to be alive, because it's our favorite time of the year, actually. And look at that different lighting. I like this.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. But what a time to be alive, because on this day in history, one of our favorite listeners, Queen Elizabeth II, was crowned in 1953. We actually have a picture of Queen Elizabeth. There she is. Yes, Queen. Happy anniversary to you, Queen Elizabeth. We appreciate that. But it's also, speaking of that, though, it is Pride Month, and I'm glad we're naming months after the 7 deadly sins, because August is my favorite. You know, it's Gluttony Month, and that's... But, man, I know we haven't had a show in a little while because Alan's been super busy. I have not, because he's a good father, and he goes to all of his son's games, and you are supporting him. You're a true fan.
My son's game, Aniston, all that travel ball. Heading to Conway tomorrow. Well, that's what we can. Friday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's all over the road supporting his son, which is, we all need a good fan. Unlike the NBA, which is, I guess the fans are terrible now. They haven't been to an arena in a while. They're throwing popcorn, water bottles, running onto the. I hate how the players are really, really pushing this on the wine and.
Oh my God! Well, you know, it's funny that
you know how many dreams I've had of getting popcorn poured on me. Oh my gosh!
I think that
I'd love it.
I think we've been averaging more views than
the NBA.
The NBA. Yeah.
Well,
they're in pretty bad. They're in pretty bad shape.
Oh yeah. Have you been watching any of the playoffs?
No. Why?
I mean, I'll keep up with the numbers.
When the Warriors are put back together, I will watch.
You're gonna watch.
It's just so sad.
It's like a sad year for them
like watching this. You were a kid. You don't remember, but who out there? Mean Gene. Thank you for watching. But who remembers the NFL strike? Because I was a kid.
That was back in the 20s, wasn't it?
I remember when the NFL, we had the NFL strike. And I remember Emmitt Smith was out. And so we had all these scrubs. And,
so it wasn't even worth watching anyway.
And I remember the running back, I guess the parents didn't understand. Mm-hmm. His parents came to the game. They didn't understand that, look, you're playing against scrubs. He's running all over him. Well, about the second or third game after the strike, they're like, Emmett who? Until about 2 weeks later, until Emmett come back and they said, oh yeah.
Well, you know, you've been on the road supporting your son, being a fan.
My daughter.
Well, hold on. Because I'm getting to a point here because
okay.
I went on a golf outing. Okay, and it was with our very own Jordan, our very own Fro, and my brother-in-law. And even AJ. Fro brought little AJ along to golf with us hooligans. And what I saw was just a son supporting his dad and a dad supporting his son. Man, because when Fro would shank one over left in the next fairway, AJ, would look at his dad, and Fro would look at AJ and go get that. And AJ would go. And one time AJ went and he knew his role. He was going to go get the ball. And Fro had already teed one up again. And he shanked this thing, Mr. Consistent, in the same direction. And I'm not lying to you. That ball went maybe 3 inches away from AJ. Just, I mean, but
AJ would probably happy to go get the ball.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like kids at a ball game, like the foul balls.
But what happens every time? What happens every time Fro gets around the kids though? Is that
starts getting drunk?
No.
Cussing?
No.
Oh, okay,
You got it.
Why?
Okay, yeah. They start getting on his nerves.
Yeah,
right? And the one thing AJ did, because he
air gets on his nerves.
That's true. But apparently AJ golfs left-handed. So Fro went out and found him a set of left-handed youth clubs that he borrowed from somebody else. Those things are going to be hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why AJ, he's going to be right-handed.
Yeah.
Whether he likes it or not. I'm not buying left-handed clubs.
Exactly. And so AJ lost one somewhere on that 1,000-acre golf course.
Man. Where'd y'all play? Did y'all play at Mystic?
No. What? We moved to Haynesville.
Oh, okay.
Somebody lost it.
You meant little Augusta.
Small Augusta. But between every hole, they would leave for a little bit to go search like the best 4 holes and come back. But anyway,
how do you search at Haynesville? It's like walking across a neighborhood.
It is. I mean, because a lot of houses are actually built on the golf course, because we had to play through somebody's living room.
But from hole to hole, it's like you're walking just to one baseball field. I mean, it's not like
right.
It's like you're looking at a land development.
But not only did I learn that, not only did I learn the father and the son relationship there and supporting, but a friendship support, because Jordan was getting a little frustrated. Jordan was trying to line it up, and he was just not satisfied with his game. And so he swung,
hard to believe,
didn't go where he wanted it to go. How you doing? And anyway, he throws the club down and he goes, I suck. I'm just terrible. And Fro steps right in and goes, hey, I almost killed my son.
What the crap?
So it's just making him feel better about his swing. So that's good.
Is funny.
Why
is that not? I wonder why that's not showing up.
Oh, we
gotta figure that out.
We need to. So if you guys don't mind, go ahead and comment away. We want to know what you guys are thinking, what you're doing, what your summer plans are, what you care about, seen on the news that you want us to chat away about. Because I know that speaking of fans, no one's a fan of Mr. Fauci right now.
I've been having to watch a lot of news.
What are you thinking about these emails coming out here?
I still have not looked into all of it.
Oh, you got to read a few of them.
I am.
One was from like February of 2020.
Right.
And then, BuzzFeed did the FOIA request.
Yeah.
So they get the emails, and it turns out Fauci may have not been all that truthful with everybody.
Well, here's the way.
We got a picture of Dr. Fauci, don't we? We actually do. Yeah, we do. There he is, Dr. Fauci, right there. So we love talking about Dr. Fauci.
If y'all would go back and listen to when we first started live streaming, we made some predictions.
We did.
About some stuff. Economically.
We did.
It worked. The only thing that we really missed was the election thing. But
which y'all missed it.
Well, yeah, but other than that, we pretty much nailed everything economically and stuff like that. But the thing that I always had
is Facebook blocking our captures right now? Is that what's going on here? Because we brought up Fauci. This may be the one that's all right. Hey, breaks us down.
You'll find us on Rumble. But the thing is about there is a man named, we're definitely going to get kicked for that, Scott Atlas.
Yeah.
who
You can't say that.
Who was dead on it, just like Tom Cotton was. And Tom Cotton looked like a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But he's from Arkansas, local.
Yeah.
He is a war veteran, Harvard Law. He's a smart guy. He knew the intelligence. And it looked like what it was.
Well, now the theory is I don't like somebody said earlier. It's been debunked back in last year. Now it's rebunked. I don't know if you
can't unbunk.
Now it's like Facebook's allowing you to talk about it now. They're not canceling posts.
So we're going to be talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to go in.
Because here's the thing too. Because ironically, and I said this last year, and I don't know if we said it on air, but it had
our P's and Q's.
Personally, it had. This is my opinion. Facebook. It had to be manufactured.
Well, we're just speculating.
We're speculating. Okay. It had to be manufactured.
Right. But that was part of the emails. I know you said you didn't get to them.
I have not even read them. So here's what my thought was the entire time, and I've had a lot of conversations about it with probably some of you that are watching right now. Yeah. A few of you anyway. We knew it was manufactured, but you had to figure out why. Well, obviously, I mean they're an enemy, but I really do not. I think that they knew about how lethal it could be.
Right.
But if it was right, it wouldn't be.
Well, let me give you a breakdown of some of the emails.
Well, let me hold on. So just bear with me for just a second. Before all this happened, the population of China is the median age is incredibly old.
Yeah.
And when you're in a communist country, you stop serving an economic
right. You start serving the regime.
Reason, at a certain age. Now, so suddenly now, just yesterday or the day before, they announced that they're going to allow you to have 3 children now because they used to have the one-child policy. They had one-child policy for decades. But then you come out, but it's interesting. You come out with there's a disease that hits the world that affected mostly old people. Didn't hurt the working class or kids.
Right.
And now they allowed 2 kids. Now they're allowing 3 kids.
Right.
How could that not?
Well, now you're just getting into a bunch of shenanigans here.
But with Fauci, where I knew Fauci were because I heard Scott Atlas talk, and it just made more sense.
Yeah.
And then you could hear Trump talk, and he made sense. Then he would be told something. It'd sound like he was contradicting himself.
Right.
Then you have Fauci come out and say, "Oh, that he disagrees with me all the time," or "Oh, no, he's absolutely right on this." He said he'll push back, but he usually follows what I say. But then you have Atlas leave because he gets overruled by Birx and Fauci all the time.
Right.
But the thing is, you go to a new administration. If the head of your coronavirus task force then works for the next president. Sums up.
Yeah, it's a little odd, but it's something about some of these emails. I hope everybody could at least get a couple of views because it goes back to February 2020, and then these emails come out say from Fauci that says, "Hey, masks are mainly just for infected people, but they're not going to stop this and whatever. So I would not even recommend them."
Yeah,
and then a few weeks later, let's wear 2. Let's wear 3 possibly if you can.
Yeah. And if you notice they wear different colors, just you can show people that you're wearing 2.
But then he was receiving emails from highly credited scientists that were saying, "Hey, we've studied into this, and it looks like it's probably manufactured because of the different genomes into it." But
right.
Anyway,
well,
it's just unbelievable because one of them, I think, if I'm not wrong, stated one of the scientists said, "Hey, we've never found a coronavirus in any of these bats."
Right.
So,
well, they did, but it was 1,000 miles away. They found 1,000 miles away from Wuhan. But
the credibility, his credibility is so gone. And he's writing a book.
Oh, I know.
He has a book coming out. Well, they stopped.
Cuomo got one. I mean, Cuomo wrote a book. They're gonna put these together like Mein Kampf. I mean, that's what this is.
Can't say that either.
Well, I just did. So here's the whole thing. I'll tell you what. There's a couple things that infuriate me, and I ain't went on a rant in a long time, but I can tell you this right. What did people forget that there's actually therapeutics for this? What did President Trump? What he took Regeneron, convalescent plasma. I have a friend that the plasma saved his life.
Yeah,
there was no vaccine, but now it's either vaccine or nothing, and I'm telling you, there is
but
there's plenty of therapeutics where they're having to actually the stuff that nobody can find. Now they're having to waste it.
Yeah.
Because you got to get a vaccine.
Well, here's the thing: and none of the emails talked about like treatments, except a few that he received from a couple of doctors that said, "Hey, this is what we're giving people. We've had high success rates with this." One of them was the H word that Trump said. But anyway, they had high success rates with 2 specific drugs, and they listed the study. There was a study done on them, and that highly effective. They were pulling people off the vent, saying they were fully recovered.
Totally,
you know what the vent means.
Oh,
but anyway,
less than 9% of people come off of it,
and not less than a couple of weeks later, after that email he received, he comes out. So there's no data showing any of this stuff works. In fact, we're not even going to talk. We can't even say the H word.
So there's 2 problems. So you had too many international scientists where this overtook them early, but they were smarter. Fauci hadn't seen a patient in 40 years. He doesn't know. So he's a bureaucrat. So you have Dr. Peter McCullough from Baylor that's gotten with the foreign scientists that they would not listen to.
Yeah.
They developed a treatment protocol. It's a 3-stage treatment protocol. Some of the stuff was right at first. They missed some things, but they nailed it, and they got it down to it. What, from my understanding, is through this association, they have treated 500,000 positive cases, all outpatient. They've only had 1 hospitalization that resulted in death.
Well, what was the deal with one of the WHO scientists that was tapped to go to Wuhan to study this, to find out what happened? But he was one of the scientists that was studying coronavirus transmissions between.
He was one of the ones that
he
signed the grant.
And he signed the grant. That's what I was getting to. This money that Fauci said that was not intended for this, because he told Senator Kennedy and Rand Paul.
Oh, man.
So it's all coming back to haunt.
I want to see Rand Paul and him just go at it.
Fight. Yeah. All right. Okay. So here's a hypothetical situation.
All night.
Hypothetical situation is that it comes out, okay, it was from this lab. It was accidentally whatever. Yeah. But one thing that kind of bothered me is somebody said that, well, they stopped flights from Wuhan to other places in China, but not Wuhan to everywhere else in the world. That's kind of weird.
That's a bell ringer.
What are the punishments? What should be the restitution behind this? What would happen to Fauci Trump. if he's or even where it came from?
Well, here's the thing: when you get to
should we just send China a bill and go, hey, whatever we owed you?
Well, that's the legislation that just recently passed that you can hold them civilly liable. So you're going to
getting money from.
You're not going to, but they had a very veiled threat of nuclear war.
Oh yeah,
so undoubtedly we're over the target.
Because you don't make a threat like that.
Why would you threaten nuclear war? Just like y'all are nowhere close.
Yeah.
But just in case, we'll bomb the crap. Why would you do that?
We will end human life
it's just like what's going on in Maricopa County. It would have died in Maricopa County, the audit. It would have died until. So you're like, you know what? You crazy Republican. We're going to go through this, and I'm going to show you how stupid you are.
Instead of going, crazy Republican, if you keep counting,
I call the DOJ. So you're counting, I'm calling the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
No.
So now they've expanded the audit started in other states.
Yeah.
Arizona's expanding the audit to every county, to every voting district.
Yeah.
So if you were guilty of something, what am I trying to say? You can try to let the fire burn out.
Well, yeah.
Don't throw gas on it. Yeah. If you're trying to cover up something, don't call the Department of Justice.
What's the TikTok video that goes, "Don't act suspicious, don't act suspicious," but they're acting suspicious. Oh, but before we go to a quick break, I do want to ask because every news outlet, even the ones that are saying, "Well, I mean, maybe we need to relook at this," they said it. The whole lab theory, the whole thing. It's a hoax.
I love seeing them walking it back.
Absolute
I love
hoax.
seeing them walking it back.
It was a hoax. All of it was fake. And that was a year ago. But what happens when you get to November and then something was a year ago that they were calling a hoax? All right, we'll take a quick break right after that. I'm leaving you a little tease.
It's gonna be on, man.
All right, we're going to be right back with more Small Town Famous after this, if you got the commercials ready. We want to help you customize your home or your business, and that's why we recommend you get a name log from our buddy Seth Miller at Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Alan has one in his yard right now, and it's perfect. But that's not all Seth does. Seth can take a chainsaw and make some of the most amazing things. Tons of different sculptures, benches, and he even makes mantles. See what all he can do at millerlogs.com. And please check out his Facebook page. Seth's got all sorts of videos and all. You can see the creation come to life. Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Give him a call at 573-856-4920, or you can just stop by. He's located on Highway 34 between Piedmont and Patterson, Missouri. Look, we all need a little fashion advice, and that's why we follow @LifeWithLexiG on Instagram. She's a budding social media influencer that provides fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Not to mention, she's Alan's daughter, but she's building a name for herself on social media and wants to help you out as well. She'll also charm you with her amazing voice. Just check this out.
Come over, right? You come over and you stay the night.
@LifeWithLexiG. That's on Instagram. If you're interested in any of the products or any of the content that she's talking about, then comment or click the links in her bio. @LifeWithLexiG. If you love the outdoors, then you love fishing. And the best way to keep your pond stocked is with our friends at Billy Bland Fishery. They have all the best sport fish from catfish, koi, bass, crappie. And if you want to keep that tank in your home or classroom or even the office looking good, then Billy Bland's also has a great variety of tropical fish as well as goldfish, minnows, and much, much more. And they ship right to you. The name is Bland, but the fish are not. And you can see the selection that they have at BillyBlandFishery.com. Or give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. 870-694-4811. They're on Facebook, so go ahead and like their page and check out why they are the best name in the fish game.
I was going to tell you something.
Well, go ahead and tell it.
And I was going to make a compilation, and I will next time. I don't know how much. I don't know if y'all love John Kennedy like I love John Kennedy.
Oh, Senator from Louisiana.
Yeah, so I was. He goes, me and you and Jordan went to the Trump rally. And we were treated to John Kennedy.
I was
also.
inconspicuous.
Yeah, nobody knew who Eddie Rispone was, but they were there for Trump. And
How was he running for governor? Like even the Abrams guy was like, how did I lose this man?
Like, how to have him talk, but it's okay. But, man, John Kennedy and why was Cassidy? He
did not get an endorsement.
Yeah. So anyway, but he said the other day, me and Tag's kind of know John Kennedy too. So we're looking at some.
He's got some great colloquialisms, good euphemisms.
He has
good old
a lot of euphemisms. But the other day he started out with he was going to ask a question, and they were investigating the Epstein stuff. Have you ever seen that one?
He
said, drywall Christmas lights.
Okay. Yeah, I did see
And
this.
Jeffrey Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves. And you're like, you're a senator.
Yeah,
But
go
it's so
ahead.
cool.
Go ahead.
Oh man.
All right, so we were just talking about our old friends in China. But
We love them.
we knew that
They
had
got great food.
We knew that they had some people that were big fans of theirs within government and all that. But
LeBron.
now an NBA, but it's entertainment. Oh man, I don't know if you saw John Cena messed up. I know he was a hero to you.
Oh my God.
He was a
when
hero.
he got on Wipeout.
Yeah, you're mad about that. You were upset.
The other two, he makes the other two guys that used to host it back when people kept getting killed. He made them seem funny.
They were terrible.
It is so lame that it makes me want to punch him in the mouth. And now I actually think I can. John Cena. It's not like it's Brock Lesnar. I mean,
Yeah,
John
that's
Cena. I think he could.
Well,
you could slap
for
him
those
down.
of you that are not aware, John Cena, they made Fast and Furious 45,
57.
yeah, something like that, Fast and Furious movie. And anyway, where it was being released, Russia, I think it made $2 million or whatever, and over here it made $1 million.
$1.8 million.
So their big market is China, and he was doing
186 million.
And I think he was doing an interview with
in Taiwan.
Was he in?
Well, no, he was in China.
He was in China.
And
but
he was talking
Taiwan.
about that it released first in Asia.
Yeah.
They released it first in Taiwan.
First in the country.
In the country
He
of
said
Taiwan.
the country of Taiwan. Well,
If you got kicked off yet?
if you're China, you go no.
No, you go no. No, don't.
They are not their own country. But he was a German Chinese guy. You know him. But anyway, Taiwan is not. China does not recognize that. They're more like, that's our backyard. That's they're more like, that's ours.
Kind of like Texas
But
and Mexico.
how offended did they get? Because they said, this is how offended China got about that, was they said, all right, your movie's not playing here.
Right. Unless you apologize.
Unless you bow.
What? Okay,
So-
so first of all, they had him apologize,
Yes.
and he did it.
And he did it.
And they threw a fit and made him go back a second time.
Yes.
And said, you must do it in Mandarin.
Yo, dose. But I think he'd been learning Mandarin because he's trying to tap into that Chinese market, and he goes over there all the time. Anyway, but we couldn't
I didn't
understand
know
the
where you were
apology.
going with
I understand, but we translated the video. We got it dubbed because we didn't understand the video we saw. We didn't have.
Yeah, well, it had
subtitles,
it had the Taiwanese subtitles.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to play it, I think we got
It's for
the.
Chinese. Yeah, let me see.
yeah.
I think I got it.
I think we got it here.
You know me. It takes me a minute. Takes me a
all right.
minute.
Oh yeah, you go back.
How about we just try that little bit again because
Yeah, go back.
okay.
You go ahead and hit it.
Yeah,
We
Gene,
ducked it.
we figured that one out, brother, and that was our fault. But we had to remove the sound because it's in Chinese.
Yeah, we
so
couldn't do that. Yeah.
We dubbed it. All right.
Here we go. Hello, China. What's good in the hood? I am John Cena, but you can call me the less talented and wannabe Dwayne Johnson. I misspoke recently while promoting yet another crappy movie. While trying to please everyone, I ended up displeasing the ones I care for the most, the Chinese Communist Party. Despite all of their human rights abuses, they said they would never play our movie in China if I didn't apologize, and I would be missing out on a giant payday. Hey, that's
So kinda how it
essentially
went.
what he said. Yeah.
That's essentially what he said. Well,
But
know,
you saw a different version, didn't you?
Well, I'll just I'll let that one go. That was good. That was good. Yeah, I ran out of time.
That's okay.
Yeah,
we were
and
trying to find out
Mandarin's
exactly
a little
It
rusty.
was a little rusty. That was our translation of it. I think he talked. We don't know if we got everything because I think he talked about like getting roided up or something. I don't know. He was pretty upset.
Well, he was doing like formal Mandarin. I speak like
You
I
speak
speak hood
on
Mandarin.
the street.
Yeah, I mean, I learned it when I used to work in the wet market.
Yeah.
Very close to. They built this facility right across the street. I started feeling a little sick. So, Daddy,
about 2 months before everybody.
This is like July 2019 on vacation. So I scooted out.
Yeah, but
There's only so much Chinese fish and turtles and bats you can eat.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like all the entertainment industry is going that way. They're like, you
Of
know,
course.
if you're American and you buy our products and you let us entertain you, no.
Look, you remember
I don't
me
know
telling
what
you,
it is about.
Look,
they're trying to make
you
everybody
remember
mad.
me telling you that the
Go ahead,
left,
say it.
the progressives will they eat their own. It's a circular firing squad.
Oh, they do.
And it's happening. So here's the funny thing. He's apologizing. I want you to think this through.
Okay.
All this wokeism.
Okay.
He's apologizing for calling Taiwan a country.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
which to be fair, Britain still gets mad when you call America a country because they're like, no.
well, they ought to come over and let's talk about it. See what's up? Yeah, maybe they don't want any more of that money. But what I was going to say, what I was going to say was though, what's going to come back and get them is this: China also bans any homosexuality in the movies. So what are they going to do when you're shoving? So when you have everything, including Blue's Clues.
Oh my gosh, the Blue's Clues,
including Blue's Clues.
I don't know if anybody else saw that, but
When
Blue's Clues went all in on it.
Hey, you know what? I'm not one of those teachers. I'm not even gonna go there. But I'm just gonna tell you this: if the woke people are trying to hang on to China, you go throw that wokeism over in China.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
What happens.
Well, do you remember
they're going to
when,
destroy themselves, and I love it.
Well, do you
personally.
remember when all the movie production and all the actors and all that were boycotting and pulling out of Georgia because of that voting law?
Yeah.
But then they're going over there just kowtowing, bowing down to this Chinese regime that's like all powerful.
Yeah.
And doesn't do really nice things to some of the users over there.
No, there's they got some issues.
Yeah, but here's another thing.
And I do remember when they were welding people into their homes last year.
Right.
I think people forgot that. I mean, that's a way to
Well, right now,
that is a way to quarantine.
If you're part of a minority, you know, people want to look out for you a little more.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sure.
How large is Taiwan?
I don't know. It's about
And how large is China? You think that John Cena
China's
would want to
a little bit
stand
bigger
up
in Texas, at least.
You think he would want to stand up for the people in Taiwan that went, do we not get any love? You're apologizing to these people that hate us?
Yeah. I mean, what do they think of if they think that's what America is? They think nobody got our back.
They say nobody's going to help us.
They think the movies are like the real thing.
Yeah.
They get a lot of their Western culture.
People, yeah.
They want to come here,
right?
From what they see on TV, a lot.
But I'm saying, what if
it's really interesting?
I'm not grasping that. If they offended China, but what about the people that they offended in Taiwan by apologizing to China? It's just you're screwed either way. But everybody knows this is about the money. It's all about the money, boy.
Well, see, you always get boxed in. That's what
exactly.
It just doesn't
exactly. And I don't know why they haven't figured this out.
And it's in everything. It's not just the China Taiwan thing. It's the wokeism. It's the cancel culture. You eat your own.
Well, that's the plants.
If Bill Maher starts looking like a moderate, the country is getting lost.
Well, we saw it yesterday on the first day, June 1st, Pride Month started, and so a lot of the companies will, change their logo or whatever to a rainbow flag.
Right.
Okay, whatever. And but you can go on websites in Saudi Arabia, and none of that changed on there. So it's like, okay, we're going to stay in this where everybody's oppressed in America if you're a part of a certain group, but yet we can't even remotely say we promote any of this.
Why
because
doesn't Facebook
it's completely blind?
Why doesn't Facebook just ban everybody and start in any Muslim country?
Ooh.
Who
Yeah,
still
you just kicked us off.
It's almost like, well, what thing? No. No, what I'm talking about is their view on homosexuality, which is the death penalty. Russia. I don't know if Facebook is in Russia. I kind of feel like it is. They have the same view. I mean, it's a felony.
Yeah.
So what do you, again, when you keep doing these things, you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Here's the funny thing. Okay, so I'm one of those weird people. I will watch Senate hearings and stuff like that, but I feel like I need to be in the know. But especially
sometimes I mean, I'd rather watch several Senate hearings than Fast and Furious.
Oh God, I would rather watch a scab grow. So
really, because I got one right here.
I'll stay here right here. So, okay. So here's the funny thing. I'm sitting here watching, as in my profession, I'm having to keep an eye on what's going on with inflation. And I know that the right is also pushing a narrative that's not completely true.
Right. It's always both sides. It's always both sides going.
Because I think inflation is transitory and stuff like that. So in any case, it was funny watching the testimony from the major banks. So you get Jamie Dimon on there. You get them all. So they're all introducing themselves. And what they're testifying about is the PPP program, how much money was still left, how they did it, how they got it out to America. Basically, it was just to let them brag about it. And I thought possibly they still have this feeling of, I think the left still has this feeling of they think America actually listens to them and agrees with them. So they were like, oh, well, if those guys,
they're so loud and they
need to have more.
They have every institution on their side.
Right. So it's
not how the average American
exactly
feels.
So that's my point.
What are these institutions?
So they're sitting there giving going to give testimony, and I think to drum up support for a $6 trillion budget for another whatever. And you understand that they've only passed one thing. All this other money has not even happened yet. So, and they're losing momentum. I thought it'd be October. They're losing momentum a whole lot faster than that. But here's the funny thing. So Elizabeth Warren, her claim to fame, before she was a senator,
was going after
the big banks.
Going after them.
So one by one, you got HSBC, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. They're
all these people I owe money to.
All they talked about was, oh, thank you for allowing us to be here. We are proud of our company and how we got through the pandemic and our ability to help minorities, for us to look at being inclusive, and that we have made strides in equity. I'm sorry, it's not equality, in equity, diversity, and all this. And they're talking about everything but banking. They're talking about all the wokeism. And so they're towing the government line like they think they're supposed to do.
Right.
Because they were Biden's biggest donors.
Well, look
at Wall Street. So
exactly.
Then Elizabeth Warren gets on them.
Oh, yeah. Thank you,
and freaking obliterates them. And I'm thinking, so here's the deal. If you're Jamie Dimon or one of them and you're looking and you just sit there and groveled that putrid crap of wokeism out of your mouth, knowing that you don't believe in it, you're a straight up capitalist.
What? So, all of them are.
Oh my God!
Even the people going, communism in America. Look at who's funding all these movements. It's Nike.
Yeah. Well,
it's Walmart. It's like all these Fortune 500 companies.
Oh my God! Good night. Well, that's why when they go and protest, you don't see them breaking into. They're not breaking into the Max grocery store.
Let me just tell you, if anyone in the Huntsville area that happens to be watching, you're not a revolutionary when all the biggest capitalist companies are supporting you. I mean, I'm a revolutionary. Okay.
If you're filming it on an iPhone, you're a capitalist.
You're not when your whole group is funded by this.
Yeah. When you're selling T-shirts that say defund the police, you're a capitalist. So imagine being Jamie Dimon, probably the most prolific banker, and you just spit that crap out, knowing how much money you give it to the administration,
and then you get
publicly
obliterated
by Elizabeth Warren, which is essentially the administration.
Yeah.
What do you think they're thinking? I'm telling you, this deal's fixing.
All
it's
of
a
this
house
is
of
for
cards
show.
about to come on. Yeah. Well, because they're going to stop with the wokeism crap. Did it buy them any kind of pass whatsoever?
It's all no, but they're always going to get kickbacks. I mean, it's just a guaranteed.
But that's business. That's
exactly.
That's capitalism.
And every one of them believes in it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you,
big time, because they're getting 2 stacks.
And I was telling somebody the other day, when they were talking about that Bernie Sanders is absolutely a socialist, and I'm saying he is absolutely
crazy.
not.
You are crazy.
He's worth $30 million. So here's the thing: I will believe he's a socialist when he flies back. Well, I'm sorry. When he hitchhikes back to Vermont every weekend to write a paycheck to everybody in town. Yeah. Why isn't Burlington? Is it Burlington? Maybe is where he's from. Burlington, Vermont. Why doesn't everybody have the exact same house, the same income? Because they're waiting on their Bernie check. Well, so we can spread the wealth. They all are thousandaires.
That's where that leaves me with the okay.
It's
you remember
such crap.
The girl that campaigned for not Biden, but Bernie with the OK Boomer it was a big viral. OK Boomer. I remember a little bit about that. She showed off like her $2 million mansion. Okay, it was on some sort of. I think she posted on Instagram or whatever. And then when she caught some kickback, that was because she had that shirt.
Blowback or kickback?
Kickback, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she had the sweater on that said, tax the rich. And she's showing off. This is while she's showing off the $2 million mansion. But then when people online started going, hey, you're giving mixed messages. She goes, well, I just meant billionaires. Because that's what that means. Tax the rich means strictly billionaires, which is not what I was told from other people.
And I bet that would go over like a lead balloon, since they were some of the biggest donors. You know what? We'd like to welcome all the new billionaires to the club. The one that created that helped with the vaccine. I want to ask you a question.
Well, you want to ask it right after a quick break?
Can I wait on a vaccine question?
I don't know.
I probably should stew on that. I might need to appeal to my better angel. No, I won't. Let me say this. No, but here's the thing. We talked about it a little while ago. Go back to the podcast when we started taking this serious. And I think me and well, I'm not live, but me and you we took it serious about at the same time as when they canceled the NBA season, because we knew how much money that.
Oh, you're talking about COVID?
No,
okay.
yeah, with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we took it.
I thought you meant this show.
No, everybody kind of
never taking it serious.
No, so what happened during that time? We kind of took a few weeks off. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah,
but I interviewed a nurse that was down at Oxnard's while all that was breaking loose, before New York City happened, before all that stuff happened. And I asked her about masks. He said, don't do cloth masks. Do not work. Don't even worry about it. And within like 2 weeks, they're like sending out a pattern how you make one. But she even said, and her voice is it's altered. So it was back when I was still doing audio podcast. We were doing audio. Go back and listen to that. And I'm thinking about going back and listen. Go back and listen to that, and just because she was on the ground seeing it happen
in a big city where it was getting hit pretty hard.
They were bringing in freezer trucks.
Yeah,
to put the bodies.
It was one of the bigger towns
with Mardi Gras, and they think it's kind of a lot of it seeded Mardi Gras, right? So, but she said then, the only thing that's going to work is N95. I mean, they were trained. They were told that you have to have N95, and I'm thinking, well, I got some KN95s because I remember buying a bunch of them because I have allergies really bad, and so I have them out in my shop. But she's like, no, that won't work. It's got to be an N95 because it's aerosolized. She's saying things that
we
knew. Now they're saying
that we kind of
looking back on it. The science is there.
Well, no, it was all common sense at the time.
Of course.
Well, if you're wearing a mask at one of those little cloth masks, you know you're breathing the same air as everybody else in that room. And you know common sense says this is probably not protecting me against a viral thing. Maybe bacterial if somebody sneezes, but even then you might get a little mist through there. But at the same time, we all had the common sense back over a year ago.
Right.
That, you know, I bet this works. I bet this doesn't. You know, this is probably the best way to protect it. And then, I mean, now it's all coming to fruition. And
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we probably overreacted.
I want to know how this Pelosi thing is going to work out with them trying to find them about the mask.
Yeah.
But my favorite mask has been so far Marjorie Taylor Greene's. Trump won.
Well, real quick,
anyway,
we're going to come back
and
from a break. We appreciate everybody for sticking with us, and we'll finish her out here in a little bit. Hey, go ahead and comment while the ads are going, and we'll get to your guys' comments here in just a moment. Plus, we still got a little bit of the...
What did Billy play?
Huh?
Where did we stop?
We did. We're
Billy?
next. We're next.
All right. So
we'll be right back after this. More STF.
Grant, shoot.
If you're looking to decorate your home and want it to look amazing, then Cottonwood Farm Design Company has exactly what you're looking for. Cabinets, tables, signs, and all sorts of decorations that would give your home the warm, rustic charm that you'll love and your friends will too. Check out all their designs and even make your own at one of their sign parties. Have an idea? They'll bring it to life. 5-star reviews all over the place because Cottonwood Farm Designs are built to last. Like their Facebook page, Cottonwood Farm Design Company. You can also call them 910-220-5867 or email them at cottonwoodfarmdesignco@gmail.com. Nothing is more important than family. And we all want the best care for our loved ones. And that's what Regional Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana offers. Quality and compassionate care from a wonderful staff that's dedicated to families. They have a full-time physician on staff that even makes house calls. Located in both Minden and in Shreveport. Regional Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana. Let them care for your family. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Magnolia or the surrounding area, or you're in search of some rental property, then Brent and Courtney McHenry can help. They offer free comparative market analysis to help you determine the value of your property and can help you find the perfect buyer. They also work with rental property owners and can help you find the property that's right for you. Plus, they offer very valuable advice. They're good friends of ours, and we hope you give them a try. 870-234-1644. And let Brent and Courtney McHenry see how they can help you.
Go ahead.
And we are back. We're our final segment here, but we do want to get to everybody. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. And we were just talking about wokeism because we love it so much. But one thing is all the comedians that are now jumping back off the bandwagon of wokeism, where they're like, no, we need to be a little more sensitive in what we say. Now they're all going, oh, I'm against cancel culture. Whoa. But granted,
so you saw Seth Rogen do that, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, Rogan is the worst.
Oh my God, man, yeah.
I get him and Seth, whoever else mixed up. But anyway, Rogan's
Miller?
pretty bad about it. Yeah, Seth. I can't stand this podcast.
They laugh the same.
Anyway,
I can't do it.
Well, Rogan's terrible.
Yeah.
But I will say that even before all the cancel culture started really hitting hard, you could go watch any, I'd say mainstream comedian or even up and coming. What was the only things they ever talked about? It was one of two things. That is it. It was always traveling and flying. Oh, it's so awkward on a plane. What about when somebody... I swear, you go back and watch all of it.
Yeah,
Planes
that's right.
and weed.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all of it. That's what made me stop watching a lot of these. I'd watch the Laugh Factory or whatever. They got
everybody's trying to be the next Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh my gosh! So they were just talking about, I flew here. This awkward moment, and then It's
Well,
like,
they're going rants like Bill
and I
Burr.
was smoking weed. It's like, oh my gosh, y'all, it's the recycled bull stuff.
Yeah.
And then they go, I think I'm going to go woke now. So we can't really say anything to offend.
It's funny. Oh man, I don't know. Last year when we went off. Anyway, I'm not going to bring it up. But I tell you,
so much
because I
pent-up
know
aggression here. Do you guys see this?
I'm going to tell you. Last year, if those of you who do watch this show, which there ain't
Random Cam.
there ain't many. Boom. There ain't many that watch
doing?
this. But I'm going to tell you this. If y'all remember a comedian last year named Johnny W.
Ooh.
And I'm saying it. And the guy that helped and the guy that helped me learn the podcast, Aaron, who really took Small Town Famous up in quality and stuff. I basically got attacked last year because I saw where they were going. They started going with this wokeism. They were supporting BLM, and I just warned them. That was it. Just
A gentle warning that this is what they stand for. This is what's on their website.
This is what, yeah. But so this is what's on their website, and so if you, all I told them was, if you go down that road, make sure you're willing to walk all the way down it. Make sure you're willing to fall on that sword. And ne'er an apology a year later when I was right. What church is going to hire you as a comedian because that you was out there like, let's burn the Confederate flag and stuff? That just really crawled all over me, and they were trying to make me look stupid. I still have the Twitter feed.
I have a question for you, and I have a question for everybody. Let's change this cam so I can let's
do that.
Look at people.
Yeah, let's
right
do that. Let's do the
all right. Anyway,
audience cam. Point it at the camera.
Where is the?
I feel like we're on a talk show now.
Where's the breaking point in the woke culture of the council? You said we're pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Where is that breaking point? Who gets canceled when they go, that's it? We're not canceling anybody anymore, or we're just too woke. We can't. What do you think is the breaking point? And I want to ask you people the same thing.
It's going to be. It's going to have to. I'm telling you, it's going to be China. Because the push for us to restore trade with China and the amount of people that it's going to be the entertainment industry, because they're always been kind of woke and social justice and progressive.
And that doesn't fly everywhere
Cena,
else.
I think was kind of just showing you into it. But when they try to bow down to China so that they can get that money. And China tells you that's not good enough. We want you to rewrite your script, which they're already doing.
Yeah.
And then you do it again. Then they're just toying with you.
I think so. I think that was the whole John Cena thing was like, you apologize.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
Instead of The Rock, how about President Xi?
How about
we'd like him to have a part.
You remember banned for saying any sort of.
So do you look?
Don't say Winnie the Pooh.
Do you remember Judd Apatow? You remember? Seth Rogen was in this movie when they were going to do what they were going to do in North Korea.
Oh, okay.
So they pulled the movie because he threatened to blow up America, and it wound up being a cult. It was kind of funny, but I could see why they wanted it banned, but they did it. Who cares about North Korea except for South Korea? And I get it. But you had but where it stopped is when you had a president that goes up to the DMZ and says, "What's over here?" Just steps over the line.
Just looking
around.
South and
you
the
got
north.
Secret Service saying like, "Whoa, hey,
hey, you can't." Oh, he did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
And he was like, "Do something about it." What are you going to do, little bucket man? So, I mean, what could he?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, my point is that when they allow them to take artistic license over Western culture,
Yeah.
that's what's going to stop, because the money's going to stop. Or what they need to figure out really quick. China has 1.2 billion people.
With these 3 kids, it's gonna skyrocket. Now.
Well, sure, yeah. Take a little while. It ain't gonna happen in a year. But so you got to.
You just wait. You see what
so
we're growing over
if
here.
you know the population in China, let me know. So let's just say it's 1.3 billion or 1.5. India 1.8.
I know. Yeah. What? Hold on. China's. They're going to be. I think they're closer to 2. I think is India less populated. But India's got Bollywood and they're movie making.
Absolutely.
Son. I don't see why they're not trying to tap into that market.
They have
India
movies
loves
that have
movies.
Won, they when you look at Bollywood, they have movies that have won Oscars.
Exactly, and they
They
are
have
all
great
about
actors.
that.
Great actors. They have great entertainers.
I watched
great
Slumdog
comedians.
Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire was incredible.
It won an Oscar. I did.
Yeah, so it was incredible. So why would you not just tap into that market? They're an ally. I just, I don't get it. I just don't get
No,
it.
I think that was the point that I was thinking about driving over here.
Yeah.
Before I hit that deer, was that, India is a massive market, and they are a little more on board with some of the Western ideas that a population of 1.4. Now somebody look up India.
Yes, they want to be. They want to be. India wants to be westernized. They want to get out of the caste system. They really want to bring up the lower classes. They understand that it's capitalism, and they just have a lot to overcome because you've got so many forgotten places.
Well, it's
in the
1,000 years of kind of being in the same system.
Okay, so I take it back. 2019. All right, in 2019, India had an estimated population 1.37 billion. In China, 1.43 billion. But after 2020, China is 1.2.
Ooh, everybody moving out.
India
or moving out is what the regime said.
It says
everyone
India
move.
has 750. China 900 million, India 725.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a massive market. I don't see why
they're equal. And why would you pick the one that's a communist?
Well,
I understand there's a lot of
because I think that people see that as the long-lasting dynasty. It's going to outlive us all. That country's gonna. It's been here for thousands of years.
So is Japan.
It's eventually gonna own America. I think that's a legitimate mindset.
Oh, it absolutely is. They have everything they do is with
look at
it's 1,000. Everything
is it the 2049
is
plan? Is it China 2049? Yeah. Okay.
So everything
everybody
is considered 1,000 years. Everything they look at, they plan for the next 1,000 years.
They do.
Short term to them is considered 40 years or a generation.
Right.
And short term to us is 30 days.
And America's been around for not even 400 years. So
yeah, it's amazing. And that's the thing too. I mean, how young our country, people do not really understand.
But how successful has it been in those 400 years because of the ideas that came over from English speaking Western culture?
We're more successful than the Roman Empire.
Oh
my God.
You crazy.
Yeah,
that thing.
We didn't own.
Waldo was more successful about inflation wise.
Yeah. Well, and if you
China is buying up farmlands, and that's
when
that's
you
also
end up
concerning.
when you end up with Caligula or something like that.
No, I did not.
We kind of have.
It was a joke.
Was Caligula the last? It was about close to the fall of Rome.
Yes.
Yeah.
He kind of caused it all.
This sort of I tell you, I found that this sort of reminded me of Caligula.
Okay.
Let me see.
You just have ancient Roman culture.
Because I love Roman. I love Roman culture. Hold on a second.
All right.
I'm especially honored to share the stage with Brittany and Jordan and Nathan and Margaret Catherine. I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what. And look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her like a little lady with her legs crossed.
Okay,
let's just go ahead and say that's disturbing. But
yeah,
and people even playing it down that I've seen will go, All right. Well, it may be some mental health stuff. Okay, you can't.
But he's the president.
You can't contribute that to any sort of dementia or anything because it's been a pattern going back decades.
All he did was
This is a pattern.
He just didn't sniff her hair because he couldn't reach her. That's it.
No, I mean,
So, but
when he stops his speech, it's like,
But when you and you're getting that specific. But here's the thing.
weird. Man.
You can say
Totally weird.
It feels weird right now. Do you ever find yourself uncomfortable when you want to tell somebody their kid's cute?
That's why you don't say it.
Yeah, you just say that's a handsome young man. You can't even say that. You can't say cute kid or like people used to because then they think.
But
perv.
But
Now,
here's
if you're
the
a
thing.
friend, yeah.
Here's the thing: is I have 4 daughters.
Yeah.
Four daughters, and so I'm that's been my whole life is just being around these young, and that's what I call them, young ladies,
Right.
And when you see another young lady like that, I connect with them a little easier because that's what I have, daughters.
Sure, yeah.
So I just
Like Anderson did dance.
you always just say, well, aren't you just the young lady type thing, and then you go about your day.
But here's what you don't know. I mean, Leslie talked about this going to church. You do not say, Chase, man. I mean, she looked so pretty today. She looked 19 years. She looked 19 years older.
Yeah.
Who in the world says a 10-year-old or says
I don't.
you look 19 years old? Why would your mind go
And
there?
this behavior has never been checked, and now people
my
are
God.
like, oh well, maybe it's just something new because it's been going on for a long,
we've
long
unfortunately had dementia in our family, and nobody turned into a perv. That's not a sign of dementia.
right.
Hollering out cuss words, doing things like that could do it, but not being a pervert. It's just the weirdest thing. What's up? What's up, Tad?
Oh, let's do this. Oh, bang! Who is that?
Cam.
Action K.
Come here.
But I think we're almost. But that is
think we're about out of
disturbing. I
time.
think everybody is on the same page. Where if that doesn't just kind of disturb you, even if you're a big supporter, if you go, okay, maybe that was inappropriate. But here's the thing. Is they can't say that. They can't say, because if we go, oh, well, you remember when Trump would say inappropriate things? Okay, that was the point. We can agree that there was inappropriate things. That was the point of you pointed out because you knew it was inappropriate. They're both inappropriate.
But the thing about Trump
Why can't you admit that?
But Trump, you would say, is it true that you said blah, blah, blah? He's like, that sounds like something I'd probably say.
Yeah.
Just freaking own it.
But you gotta,
especially if you're recorded, just own it.
But that's the thing is they go, okay, well,
man.
maybe that was inappropriate. But you remember what Trump said. Okay.
That's
but
whataboutism.
Trump said something inappropriate as well. But
About
now you have to acknowledge that this is inappropriate.
Yeah,
You have to.
Now, sexual harassment
And say they're both wrong.
There's sexual harassment, and then there's like creepy. There's inappropriate.
And they're both wrong.
I don't even want to say the word, but it's the M word. I mean, that is different. Sexual harassment, they don't. So let's say you got fired for sexual harassment. They don't go and call you a woman molester.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So there is a demented part of the mind, and it has nothing to do with dementia.
But that's the thing, man. It's Pride Month, and then a lot of this liberation or whatever. You just be you. But then they go, you can't be you because you're wrong. But I can be me because I'm still wrong. But there's a difference.
Unless you agree with.
Like, whoa, hold on here. I can't follow that.
Here's what's funny is if you say the fact that if you don't agree with certain things, you're racist. If you agree with it, it's because you're racist and you're trying to hide it. If you say, I'm not racist, I'm not trying to hide it, it just proves 100% you're racist.
I don't see.
Because you wouldn't be, why would you be getting so upset about it?
Well, here's the thing.
Until you just go insane.
I don't see, maybe you can explain it to me on the next one because we're about to out of time here, but it baffles me when people go, oh, we got to worry about the minority here, the women minority here, this minority. what's wrong with the conservative stance of what about the minority of the person, the one individual? What's good for the individual? That's the ultimate minority. Why would you not be on board with that? But no, we got to be in groups. That's not a minority then.
Yeah, it's tribalism.
Exactly. Why?
Well,
what about the ultimate minority? What's best for the individual?
Yeah.
As long as your rights are not being
So what you're talking about
infringed
is
on.
collectivism versus individualism.
Exactly, and that's ultimately what it comes down to.
That's why we're individuals.
That's why
endowed
you're
with
over
are
there.
ineligible. So, yeah, no, you're exactly right.
But let's see. Did we have anything?
There was one more thing I was going to bring up about that, and it's probably best that I don't. But oh no, I was going to say this. You know what's the thing that's been pushed is about, of course, all the Asian hate crimes. Mm-hmm. Which I haven't seen I've seen some, and there's a pretty distinct demographic that's doing most of it. But here's the thing: you keep talking about like, okay, when does this universe whip back? Okay, so we are now protecting. We had to write into law an Asian hate crimes bill.
Yeah,
but we're scared to death of 1.3 billion Chinese. Why don't we just ship BLM to China and let them sort it out? But I could swear that I think I heard China came to Alaska, which last I remember was in the United States.
Yeah,
and threw BLM up in our face. I'm gonna tell you, I think Donald Trump would have put up with that for about 5 seconds. He would have probably spit across the table and walked out. Number one, he wouldn't have even shown up. He would have been 30 minutes late.
which is how I start all negotiations anyway.
That's what you should. But I mean,
all right, what can we talk about?
Honestly, man, you honestly think about that. Is that we have to pass a law in the United States to protect the minority, which they are very successful. They are discriminated against, which every minority is discriminated against, depending on where you live. But yet you go to, but yet we're bowing down to China. I just don't get it. It doesn't.
It's a lot of mixed messaging.
Yeah.
What you're saying, because you're trying to be so woke and politically correct that there's no way to sustain it all.
No, there's not. You can't keep up with the narrative. That's why it's going to fall apart.
Exactly.
It's a house of cards, and I love it. I love it.
We have an Asian bill. We have an African bill. We got this bill. Okay,
where's the Indian bill?
What about we just go individual, and then
how about just no hate crimes? But then you have to define. Then you got to define what is hate.
And man,
and I think Stacey Abrams ought to be in charge of that.
I can define hate. It's what people are doing at this podcast right now because we're running long. But thanks for everybody for tuning in. We appreciate everybody.
It's been fun, actually.
And I'd like to talk now.
Don't say anything bad.
Okay.
Don't worry. So, I mean,
That makes me. I worry every time.
Okay.
Don't worry. Hurry up.
Well, here we go.
golly, no, you.
Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching.
But anyways.
That's technically true.
This isn't, obviously I don't come on much, and this isn't, but I would like to say, I think I do have an idea for, like, let's call it a segment.
Okay. Let's call it a segment.
Okay, we'll put it through our writing process and our team.
Yeah, we'll have to ask
We'll
China.
vet it.
We'll have to ask China.
We have to ask
John Cena apparently
CCP.
is now working for the. Anyway, what is the segment?
So, like,
And then we can roll down and play some baseball.
sounds good. But anyways, like, basically just take turns. One thing of just taking turns saying embarrassing things.
We do that.
About our lives.
We do.
That's the entire podcast. This whole thing is embarrassing to me.
This is our premise for
I
5
can't
years.
go anywhere without people going, I don't know you. I've never seen you.
Hey, I have people. Y'all still do that podcast?
Hey,
You're a sponsor. What are you talking about?
you wrote us a check.
I would like to say, hey, I talked to Brent McHenry is going to come on. And I said, we're going to get into business because Courtney.
She's the new softball coach.
She's the new softball coach.
Uh-huh.
And
uh-huh.
she's gonna be good.
And we're going to
Y'all
yell
had-
at her.
I think y'all remember when I told you last year in the volleyball, Taylor didn't even have a team.
They went from
And
not
went-
having a team to beating some 5A schools.
Yeah, went undefeated. Senior and junior varsity. We beat El Dorado High School, Magnolia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the one's taking over our softball team. So it's going to be on. And I think Aniston, I just got a text from her. She almost knocked one out just a second ago. at
Oh, yeah?
practice. Yeah. She getting where she throwing. She threw the ball 55 miles an hour the other day. Now, 55 might not sound
In a
very fast.
softball, it's big time.
Yeah, when you're at 43 feet, that's
Yeah.
the same as 83, 84 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
that's big.
It's bringing
That's
it.
big time.
Yeah, the girl, she by the time the girl swung, the ball was already in the mitt. Yeah, I was proud. It was pretty cool.
Proud dad. Moment.
Anyway, yeah, Anna's bringing the heat.
Well, we
So-
appreciate everybody for sticking in there with us
Yeah.
for this whole late night edition.
It's fun,
And
man.
don't forget, like, share, subscribe. And once we bail off of here, if you don't mind sharing this on your homepage,